Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Annalisa Itkor, and today, on this beautiful fall day, we are at Holy Trinity Classical Christian School. Now, we have generally focused on the academic portion of this school. Today, we're going to take a closer look at some extracurricular activities that they offer.
Today we'll be hearing from the volleyball team, the coach, Miss Drea Cooler, and two of the players, Captain Rachel Kane and Eliza Gaillard, who's one of the players.
And moving into the performing arts department, we'll be meeting Elizabeth Boomin. She is the director of one-act plays that they're presenting at Skiza, as well as Banks Bozard and Alexandra Hahn, two students performing.
And also two other students in the upper school play, Sarah Lawrence and Maddie Tollison. So stay right here for this episode of 843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where the Low Country comes to speak.
Where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV. We are here on an absolutely glorious day at Holy Trinity Classical School. Now, rather than focusing on academics today, we're going to delve a little bit into their burgeoning athletic program. We have Drea Cooler. She is part of the coaching program here, as well as, excuse me, I have to refer to my cheat sheet. We have Rachel Kane. She is the captain of the volleyball team, as well as Eliza Gaillard, and she is one of the players on the volleyball team. Now, before we get specifically into the volleyball team, Drea, tell us a little bit about how did you stumble across Holy Trinity and coaching here?
I was actually invited to a tea where Reverend Lawrence spoke about the school, and I just knew it was where I wanted my children to go. I just really immediately fell in love with the concept. And the first year I started teaching PE. We needed an assistant to help with that. And that evolved into volunteering in all other departments in the school. But I'm very happy to have landed in the coaching realm of the school. I really love it. I love working with the girls. They're a joy.
Drea, what is it specifically that you do like most about working with the girls and coaching?
There's so much, but I really love the teachable moments, the moments where I see something really happen, something spark in the girls, and they get something. And whether it be learning how to play up on the net and spiking the ball and feeling strong and powerful, and I can do this, or just learning how to be a good teammate and learning how to be kind to each other and seeing them grow together. It's inspiring. They teach me, really.
And as you mentioned, some of the best teachable moments have nothing to do with volleyball and to do with life lessons, so great stuff.
I imagine it's kind of an interesting thing as you have a growing school and a growing athletics program, and you have girls who, I'm sure this program comes about because they've expressed an interest in playing and being athletic. Tell us a little bit about what it's like coaching these girls.
Well, when we started the volleyball program, we had some challenges. We had 13 or 14 girls show up that had never played volleyball, and we don't have facilities, so we didn't have a gym.
And there's that.
Yes. So we, in the middle of August, put a net up out in the middle of the field, and the girls came out and they were excited to play, and we really learned how to love volleyball and how to play. This year, thanks to our wonderful AD, Mr. Tobin, we have secured a gym, and we have lines and a net and
air conditioning.
And we're not setting up into the sun.
Wow.
And I mean, our first game last year was really funny. A lot of the points that we lost were because our girls were passing balls up into the roof because we weren't used to having a ceiling, or they were sliding across the line because they weren't used to being on a court.
Right.
And so this year we've improved on that, and we've really gone far, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've come a long way in a short time then.
Right.
Now, Rachel, you are the captain of the team. What an exciting role. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I get to help coach / help my team just encourage them during the points or whenever we make a good play. I love to see when, like, after practice of like hard practices, and then we come to a game and we get to like use all of our skills that we've worked on together, and we're coming together as a team, and just seeing those plays come together. And it's just an amazing feeling, and I just love being there for my team whenever like maybe they make a mistake on the court, and like I'm just there for them, and I can help encourage them and say, hey, you'll get it next time. You'll definitely get that point next time. Just like keep pushing, and we'll get through this together.
That's great. Now, not to put you in the hot seat, but I'm curious, what is your girl's opinion about Coach Drea? How do you feel about working with her?
Well, what I can say is that we love her to death, and just how she puts herself out there for us, and how she just uses all her time and like to motivate us, and she just is always there. She's always in the game, ready to help us whenever we make a mistake, or she's just always ready to play volleyball. She like uses all her time on us, and just to help us grow as a team and as individual players, and I just really love her for that.
What do you think, Eliza?
Yeah, she's always there for us, even on and off the court. Even when we're not playing volleyball, she's there for us in our harder times, and she's there to help us, and she's always encouraging us on the court and off.
Because as a coach, there's no on and off time. It's you're on, even when the games are over, when it's not the season. Now, you also have a neat little program that you've put in, Big Sister, Little Sister. How does that work?
Well, what we did was we have a middle school program and a JV program. And so what we did was we had the girls draw names, and they adopted a little sister. And we use that, it's sort of reflective of what we do at Holy Trinity as a whole. We use that as a way for these girls to learn what it means to be a leader, and that these younger girls do look up to them. And by interacting with them, I think both teams really benefit from that. They learn how to be a leader, and the younger girls learn what it means to be a good volleyball player and to be a good citizen.
Now, before we go to a break, quickly touch on how does your faith influence what you're doing here on and off the court?
Okay, while we're playing, we have our slogan that we say a lot, and it's my game, his glory, because we play for God's glory alone, and we're playing the game but for his glory, and we all are encouraging each other throughout the game, and whenever we win or lose, we praise God, and we're always we're like a family on the court, and that's why we have our little sisters, and we're there for them in their walk with Christ and their volleyball time.
Well, I guess we'll say amen to that.
Amen.
And you all stay right here. We're going to be back with more from Classical Holy Trinity School. Welcome back to 843 TV. We are excited today to be here at the Holy Trinity Classical Christian School, talking with students and staff. And up next, we have Miss Liz Boomin. She is a second grade teacher and directing a wonderful production coming up. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about your role overall here at the school.
Yeah, well, I teach second grade during the day, and then as soon as school's over, I go and direct our plays. We do a one act in the fall, and we also do a musical in the spring. So I do theater year round here.
Teacher by day and director by night.
Yes,
like that.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm kind of curious, we also have two students joining us. We have Banks Bozard and Alexandra Hahn. How long have you guys been involved in the theater program here at Holy Trinity?
This is my first year at Holy Trinity and my first year acting in the one act, but I've been acting before, and this is a very nice experience.
How about you, Banks?
I've been working for her since second grade.
And you are in what grade now?
7th.
All right, well, so 5 years, that's pretty impressive.
Yes. So this particular production coming up is called Bear Skinner. Can you share about what that is about?
Yeah, the Bear Skinner is an adaptation of a fairy tale by the Grimm brothers. And it's a really unusual fairy tale. It's about a man who bargains with the devil. The devil wants the man's soul, and the man wants riches more than anything, or so he thinks. And so it's just the devil puts all these obstacles in his way. the devil promises him riches if he can overcome the obstacles, but if he fails, the devil gets his soul. So it's a very exciting story with a lot of tension in it.
Leave it to the Grimm brothers.
Exactly.
They walk a little bit on the dark side of that line.
Exactly.
Very interesting material. Now, you're taking this into competition with SCISA. Now, first and foremost, let's explain to our audience, what is SCISA?
SCISA stands for the South Carolina Independent School Association.
Great. And what is the one-act competition?
So the one-act competition is just a really short play. The play has to be 30 minutes or less. And so the schools in our region, we come together, we compete these little 30-second plays, and then the winner of the region advances to a state competition.
Oh, whoa, that's neat. You have competition in all kinds of sports, but for drama, that's neat. So you two have a role in the play. Alex, tell us a little bit about yours.
I am Karen. I play a very daydreamer girl. I love butterflies, and I'm very uplifting.
Okay.
And Banks, what's your role?
I am the beta skinner.
Ooh.
So I do make the deal with the devil.
Whoa. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. So, what is your favorite part about directing this middle school age group?
I think my favorite part is probably middle schoolers' enthusiasm. It's a great age for they have a lot of energy, they have a lot of zeal, but because they're middle schoolers, they also can really focus their energy and channel it into a great performance. So yeah, I would say enthusiasm and their ability to harness that enthusiasm.
How much time have you been preparing this? When is the play, by the way? When will it come out?
Our regional competition is November 6th. Yeah, and we auditioned in August, so.
Yeah. Can the public come and see this as well, or how does that work?
Sadly, since we don't have enough space for a big audience, we'll just do some very small, select presentations of it. So we'll see how many invitations we can get out, but we'll get out as many as we can.
So I'm curious to know from Alexandra and from Banks, what is your favorite thing about working with Ms. Boomin and with being a part of the production?
My favorite part is her enthusiasm. She's very nice. She's very godly, and she's a good example for us. So,
Great.
I really like her.
I really enjoy the professionalism that she comes with and that she asks for from us, and her drive.
That's great.
Wow, those are some really impressive things. And circling back to what we said in the beginning, it's really more about teaching is beyond the classroom. It's teaching those life lessons and those examples for the young people, and clearly that's what's happening here by the comments that these young people made. So that's just wonderful.
Absolutely. So let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, what is, when you conclude this production, what is the plan moving forward?
For the theater, for our theater,
For your theater program.
Yeah, well, we actually will start auditions probably in November for our spring musical, so which is open to the public and is a bigger production.
Well, you also have, are you doing a Christmas show this year?
We do more of a Christmas concert,
Yes.
but yes, we do a Christmas concert as well. Yeah.
I've been to that, it's pretty awesome.
What other roles are you involved in at school besides drama? Share a little bit about your experience as a student.
I love this school. They're very nice. Nobody bullies anyone. It's all nice. Latin, I need to catch up on. Yeah.
And Banks, I'm always curious, because you've now been involved in performing arts for quite a long time. How do you feel that impacts the rest of your performance and academics?
I think it heavily impacts it. It's benefited me greatly, and I feel like it's helped me in academics.
You know, I think it's quite evident actually when I watch you two, you present yourselves so well. And we're actually going to meet some upperclassmen now moving forward after the break, so stick around for more 843 TV. Welcome back to 843 TV. Once again, we are here at Holy Trinity Classical Christian School, and we again have joining us Liz Boomin. She is a second grade teacher as well as running the arts program here, more or less, the theater program here. And we have joining two new students, upperclassmen, 11th graders Sarah Lawrence and 11th grader Maddie Tollison. Now let's start with you girls, since you're new on camera for the moment. How long have you been involved in theater here at Holy Trinity?
I've had the blessing of being in all of the plays except for one since the beginning of the school. So 7 years I've got to work with Miss Boomin in her plays, both original and adapted from stories.
Wow, how about you, Maddie?
This is my first year at this school and also my first year doing plays. I've never done anything like this, and I'm just so thrilled to have this opportunity to do something so amazing and work with such an amazing person.
But that's pretty cool. I didn't realize, so we have two students, one who's been here for, well, really your entire life almost in education, and one brand new. If I may ask briefly, what drew you to Holy Trinity?
The people, the lifestyle, the way that I wanted to lead my life was just completely shown here, and I thought it was just great.
Awesome. Oh, that's wonderful. And we can tell by your reaction that it really shows that you're excited to be here. And great drama. I can see her roll their interest. Ms. Boomin, let's go back to you and talk about the SCISA competition. This is the first year that you're entering at the high school level. How does it differ at the high school level?
You know, it's in some ways it's the same as middle school. It's still a 30-second production, and we still compete at regionals and then go on to state, hopefully. But just the students are more mature at this level, so you just get to add some complexity to the play because they can handle it. Sure. And you can give them more lengthier lines because they can memorize more. So yeah, so it just sort of deepens the whole play at this level.
If I could ask, who are the judges, by the way, in this competition? Who are they pulled from?
I think it depends each year because I know one year we went, it was judges from different schools in different regions, or sometimes they pull judges from the host school. Okay. So it depends. And then if you get to state, then it's the sort of the heads of SCISA help judge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool. So previously we were talking about the Bear Skinner, and this production for the upper class is Perpetua. Tell us a little bit about Perpetua.
Perpetua is based on a true story. It's about a noble woman living in ancient Rome who converts to Christianity and is arrested, imprisoned, and eventually martyred for her faith. But because of her background, she was educated, and so when she was in prison, she kept a diary in prison, which is available to us today. We can still read her diary today. So it's a great play about a woman's strength of faith and character, and yeah.
Well, these would produce some exciting roles. So let's talk with you ladies about your role. Why don't we start with you, Sarah?
I'm playing the role of Perpetua, and it is very interesting because we have her voice recorded in her writing. And so I've gotten to read that and listen to her voice and then try to express that on the stage. And you have all of the different relationships between her and her husband, her and her father, her and her friends, who are also her slaves. And so you have these different social dynamics as well as her personal relations to the people.
Yeah. Wow. And Maddie?
I play Lucilla, who is a pregnant slave, and as my first play, it's a very interesting role, and it's a little daunting to have to memorize all these lines, but overall it's very exciting. And she taught Perpetua about Christianity. She is her teacher in faith, and she's really afraid of being alone and dying alone. And as a pregnant slave, as a pregnant woman in general, you are not going to be killed as a Christian too. When you go into the arena, you won't go into the arena. And so she's afraid of being alone, and then she ends up going in with them, and they all end up together.
Those are complex roles for
They
young
are.
ladies to play.
And what's interesting, I know you find this material, and it's my understanding that you actually translate it into the one-act play. Tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah, so I've been really lucky to get to write all my own plays, which as a director makes it it's easier to direct something you've written because you have a very clear vision of what you want. So with Perpetua, when I read her diary, you know, I knew exactly what I wanted it to look like. Yeah.
Girls, briefly touch on, what do you like about working with Miss Boomin?
I've really enjoyed that she does write her own plays, and so you can see that she has her vision, and she's so great at telling us how to convey that vision, because it's a lot about communication between both the actors and the audience, but also the director and the actors. So it's a complicated process, but she is such a well-versed communicator that she can compare it to other things we've seen, and she uses lots of metaphors, and you can see her great writing in her communication with us, and that helps us as actors to communicate with the audience.
That's great, very
Wow.
eloquent.
Well, this has been a really exciting topic that we've had, talking about the drama productions and meeting you students here at Holy Trinity. So we thank you for having us today, and we thank you all for watching this episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.